All right, hello guys, and welcome to my latest Head Starter progress straight, whereby I'll be demoing my terminal coding agent. Now, this terminal coding agent works similar to the likes of Claude CLI and Codex, basically tools developed by the likes of Anthropic and OpenAI, respectively, that allow you to make changes to your code base, gather context from your code base, uh, all within your terminal. Um, Now, basically, to start, what we'll do is we just need to have access to the terminal so that we know, okay, for sure, the terminal does have access to my Coinbase. And usually, before you'd have to do this, you typically have to install many packages, whether that be, load modules uh, or dist modules. However, by simply running Codebanger, I press enter here, and we see that I don't have to do any of that. Now, next up, uh, now they're asking what changes I'd like to make to my code base. Now, this is all typed into my index.ts file. And let's say, for example, if I want to add a simple hello world statement. Now, as I'm adding this, I just want you guys to realize that part of what makes this possible is enabling raw mode within the terminal. Now, usually within the terminal, it is usually within normal mode, whereby you type a command, and as soon as you press enter, the terminal processes what you typed. Now, what makes this enhanced is that I'm typing these commands in with natural language, and I can also reference files in which the terminal will process both. Um, and this is possible with the help of what contributes to this functionality is the integration of my Gemini API, LLM integration. And likewise, I did want to mention before that I don't have to install modules because I do have a dev container. I did use the likes of Docker and just simple, dev container processes, which basically now allows different users to run this application without having to install anything. Because typically speaking, when you encounter an application or when you try to test out an application, you don't usually want to install anything. You want it to work on the spot. So dev container helps solve this problem. Anyway, as soon as I type add, let's say we'll start with something simple. We'll say add a print. Okay, doesn't look right, but whatever. Add a print hello world statement to, let's say, a file. Now, I also learned to implement autocomplete functions, which is what allows me to in addition to the LLM integration, because key logging is essential here, each key that I type, it's being tracked. So I basically created a Boolean, which, okay, if the value type is, or if the character type is the @ basically we'll have this file drop down function, or this file drop down feature, whereby it basically gathers all of the files from my code base. So for example, I do want to make changes to source.index.ts or source/index.ts rather. So once I press enter, basically it shows that, okay, the command was received by the terminal, and we verify this by just, reprinting the command, the reference files, and it's basically asking me if I want to open the reference file. So I press yes. And we can see that the file actually did open. If you guys were paying attention, it was initially on the README. I did that intentionally just to show the functionality. And we can see that right now it's generating the execution command. And because of how simple my request was, it was pretty quick. I'm going to press yes or type this. Now, as this actually starts to configure, I do want to mention that part of what I intend to work on. I don't intend to abandon this project. Rather, I intend to improve its scalability and other system design features. For example, using one API key will yield many requests and may lead to resource overloading. This doesn't make this thing scalable. Likewise, I want to find a way to monetize it. So anyway, now we see right here that console.log hello world was printed, and it shows that this is an MVP that was successful.